As much as we love Trai Hume and for everything he's done for the club, is it time for him now to have a period on the bench? What do you think? Welcome back to Where Mackems Walk. It's 15 to 20 minutes of Sunderland chat. This week we've got Sean and Leo to look back at the crushing defeat at Craven Cottage. Did we deserve anything out of that game as well? We're also going to talk about Chris Rigg. Why is he not getting more game time? And should he? And the old classic discussion is back. Should it be 4 at the back or should it be 5? Let us know your viewpoints. Let's jump straight into that Fulham game, shall we then? Sean, did you deserve anything out of that?
There was moments in the game where we could have nicked a goal, but Fulham had the better chances, and I mean they were the home team, so it was expected. But yeah, they had more chances, and I thought, like, got about the 80th minute, I was thinking Fulham have got to take a chance here. Like, we nearly nicked one right at the end before they scored, where Talby could have passed it into Lafay when he was open, but we didn't really have any clear chances other than that. And yeah, Fulham had loads of chances, so I feel like if we did get a point, it would be a good point, and we definitely didn't deserve a win. So
Okay. I feel like every time we lose Leo, we come back to Trai Hume as a talking point. After Man United, he was the talking point, and now again on social media and on forums, he's the talking point. First of all, is it fair that he gets pointed out, and is it time for him to be benched?
Well, I think it is fair because, like you say, in the games that we have lost, he has been one that you can look at and say, okay, it's been multiple times now. But anytime you lose a game, the first place you're going to look is the defence. And I still think the other lads actually had quite a decent game yesterday, and I think he was the one where you could say they were kind of exploiting him the most. So it was kind of just more more visible to see, I guess. I feel like obviously we're going to talk about the formation in the back five and the back four. I feel like we're just waiting now for Alderete to come back and slot into that left centre back. So if we're considering a back four, I know Mugiele can play that right back. So it is maybe something that we have to think about and something that it might change depending on the team. But if you look at performance wise, you probably say he would be the first name to drop out if he was going to switch anyone with Alderete.
I mean, if we do drop Trai Hume, Sean, and obviously we'll talk about Chris Rigg as well in a second, there's no one from that Championship winning side that's left now in the Premier League squad. That is a complete and utter turnaround. It's like saying, thanks very much, fellas, for all your hard work, but actually, these superstars are now going to do the job. It's not Sunderland's MO.
well, like that's why we had to sign the players in the summer. Like when you with our squad promoted, like we're gonna have to make signings, and I mean we've still got Isidore on the team who's our top scorer. Ballard's obviously being quality. I don't know if he's still gonna play once everyone's back fit, but yeah, but yeah, see, I do love Trai Hume, but sometimes when he's not at his best, that's why you've got like players like Gertrude, who like a Champions League player and stuff, who can slot in. Obviously, Mukiele could go right back as well. So yeah, we've got amazing options, but it's just a harsh reality of getting promoted to the Premier League. Like if you don't do that, you just probably go straight back down to the Championship, like Luton and all the other clubs have done. So
I think with Hume, like it's a tough one because he offers so much going forward when he's on his game and the crosses he can put into the box and the link up play he can have with a winger that you feel like you do need it. But then when we are having this defensive kind of setup that we're going with, like he doesn't get as much of a chance to do that. So then you kind of look to him more for his performance. It's a tough spot to be in, but I feel like going into this next game against Bournemouth would be a good time to maybe try and switch it up.
Sean, your read on the 4 at the back, 5 at the back debate that's going on. I know in pubs it's the main topic of conversation. What would you do?
Well, obviously we've got Bournemouth next at home, so probably the 4 back at home against Bournemouth. Like obviously, I know the last home game was 5 back, but that was because it was against Arsenal. We're expected to be sitting back and on the counters and stuff. But I think 5 back against Fulham. I think keeping it unchanged lineup was fair enough. But but I feel like he could have changed it earlier when he realised it wasn't working. Like we didn't have enough in midfield. He changed it very late, but it still wasn't enough. So yeah, I think against Bournemouth, I would definitely go 4 at the back, and sadly, I would drop Hume to be the one to miss out, the defender to miss out.
You agree, Leo?
Yeah, I think I would go with a 4 back. Just looking like at this Fulham game, I can kind of see why he's went with a 5 because although they are lower down in the table, that's all because of their away form. At home, they've actually been a very good team and a very attacking side. So I can see why he went with a back 5. But like Sean says, at home against a team that are very attacking, so you can get at them yourself. Yeah, I think back 4 is the best option.
Let us know what you think, of course, in the comments. And thanks for all the comments we've received, of course, on last week's video as well. Really appreciate all the love and all the suggestions, especially for the A to Z. Of coming up at the end, we're on to letter G this week. Can you think of a player beginning with G who's been amazing for Sunderland? I think there's been a few, but we'll see what the lads think on that a little bit later on. Let's talk about Chris Rigg a second, because there's another player who has got you to where you are, and yeah, it's hardly had a look in. Not fair, Sean, is it?
Well, I think yesterday it was because, obviously we're at 5 at the back, so we need more defenders on the bench. Because I think we had 3 defenders on the bench, Masuaka, 09 and Alderete. So that's obviously 5 positions covering. So I think that made sense, Rigg missing out. Like, it is harsh. I think he's been solid whenever he started or came on this season. But just in case injuries happened, I'd rather 09 coming on defence than Chris Rigg coming on defence. So, yeah, I think it is harsh, but I do understand the decision.
Leo?
Yeah, I think it's harsh for him to miss out on the squad altogether, I think. I feel like we could have at least seen him on the bench just in case the game went away where, he could make an impact. But thinking towards the future in this next month or 2 months that we've got when Siddiqui is off for AFCON, that's an opportunity to get a lot more chances in the team. And he's an 18-year-old. Like, if he misses out on a few games, it's not going to halt him. It's not going to slow down his growth or anything. But especially over that January period where Siddiqui's gone, and obviously Diarra's going to be back, but then he'll be away with Senegal. It's a big window of opportunity for him to get some more minutes and show that he can actually be a regular in the team.
If you're Chris Rigg, though, what are you thinking, though, Leo? I mean, you're 18. You played a big part last season again. Do you think he's expecting to have played more minutes? I know you've signed quality, and there's probably 2 or 3 players ahead of him now in his position. But are you looking at that? Would you be looking at that going, right? I need to move in January to like a championship club, or someone's going to play me more regularly?
I don't think that's I don't think that's the first thought on his mind. I feel like it's definitely a possibility. If we get some more names ourselves in January, which is what Sam and I were going to do, a loan move to the Championship or to somewhere else could be a good move for him. But I feel like when our midfield's been playing the way it has, I don't really feel like he can felt mistreated or anything. It's that classic case of you play who's performing, and right now 2 of our best performers have been Siddiqui and Xhaka. So yeah, he's hard done by, and it might be difficult over this time for him, but I don't think he's going to be too desperate to be out the door.
Sean, what would you mean? You're close to his age. What would you be thinking?
Yeah, like Leo said, he's not really gonna. I feel like he will stay because if we have any injuries in midfield or suspensions, which coming up, Xhaka and Siddiqui ran 4 yellows. So yeah, he'll get his chance definitely this season. Like, way more starts. Probably about at least 10 starts this season, I reckon he'll get. So yeah, I think he'll stay.
Okay. Like you said, Bournemouth then coming up next. I mean, they are, like you mentioned already, an incredibly attacking side. Is that going to play into your hands, Sean, a little bit? Because they're not going to be they don't tend to come and sit back, especially away from home. They tend to have a go. Is that it's gonna help you?
Yeah, that's what we want to play really. A team that both teams that I want to win. Obviously, it'll be a tough game because they've got some quality players like every team does. But what 2-2 yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, 2-2 draw at home. With a 2-0 down. Oh, was it 2-0 down? Yeah. So came back from 2-0 down. So that was I was thinking they might have been losing that, and then we'll play them on a bad run of form. But I feel like obviously it's got some menu. If we can keep some menu quiet, I think it'll be a tough game, like every game really.
Yeah. And if you just said that Sunderland versus Bournemouth, Leo, was going to be 7th versus 8th at the start of the season, you'd have laughed at you, wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, they've had a great season, same way that we have so far. I know Semenyo's like 50-50 of whether he's going to play. I think he's missed the last 2 games, so but he's on his way back. But then they've got quality all over the pitch, and I think one thing we really need to look out for is like just their energy, because you could see by the end of that Fulham game yesterday, we were very, very tired as a squad, and I thought Mukiele was out dead on his feet. Like our defense looked like they'd played 90 hours, never mind 90 minutes. So that energy is going to be something to look at in that game, and if we can, you know, up our levels, play up to the crowd, obviously, then I feel like we can get the win. But they're a tough team.
All right then, let's move on to our A to Z, and we've been talking about dodgy goalkeepers as well this week across our network. There's been a few embarrassing ones, not from Roofs, of course, definitely not, but that has led us to talk generally about who's the worst ever goalkeeper you've seen in a Sunderland shirt. There's been quite a few I think you could probably recall, but let us know in the comments who's been by far the worst between the sticks. Sean, can you remember one of your lifetime that always gave you the heebie-jeebies?
Yeah, my lifetime. Last season we went down Championship. Jason Steele, League Camp. See, League Camp was worse, but it's not exactly a good thing for Jason Steele. And then League One, we had Lee Burge, who I thought had some good moments, but very bad moments as well. Who else? Robin Reuter. I thought Ron Forbenhoffman was dodgy, but not as bad as yours. So yeah, but definitely had good keepers since then.
Yeah, you've had some stinkers, haven't you? Leo, who's the worst of all that bunch?
I mean, Lee Camp went on a podcast recently himself and said how terrible his time at Sunderland was, based on how he was playing and how all of our fans think of him now. And I feel like if the other lads were on this call now, they would say the same thing. I'd definitely say Lee Camp.
Okay. All right. Let us know in the comments. We'll read some of these out next week. Let's finish on the A to Z then. A to Z of Sunderland. We're doing one letter of the alphabet for one player or one manager or somebody, something that represents this grand old club. We're up to the letter G. Open forum. Any ideas?
I would say Mickey Greer. You know, one for the older generation, maybe not Sean. Like it was before my time as well, but I just know, obviously from that time where we had the Championship playoff against Charlton and that era, that late 90s, early 2000s, he was a legend around the place, and he obviously still shows all his love for the club now. So
Yeah,
I'd say Mickey Greer.
I doubt there'll be a better playoff final than Sunderland versus Charlton than that era. What a game that was.
Well, for us maybe, but
yeah. Sean?
I was struggling trying to think of players. One of the main players I think of was I was quite young when he played for us, but Asamoah Gyan. But yeah, I'll probably go Mickey Gray because I obviously, again, like it's before my time, but I do know like the impact and stuff on the club.
Okay.
So yeah, just go for that.
Right, Mickey, great it is then. Cheers, fellas. Thank you very much. Right, enjoy the game against Bournemouth. Should be a classic one, this one. I think there's going to be a few goals in it for sure. We'll hopefully be back next week to review all of that. Thank you, though, of course, for watching. Do drop us a quick like and a quick subscribe if you haven't yet done so already. If you only just found the channel, it's weekly, released Monday at 6 p.m. every single week, reviewing back on all things SAFC. Thanks for joining us. Cheers, Sean. Thanks, Leo. Have a good week. See you then.